All right, this is Tatiana Lee with another suggestion session while we do your card of the day. Hope everybody's doing good. You could be somebody right now that's really, I feel like the energy, I'm not even going to say somebody, I'm going to just say the general read of energy, right, for all of us. What's true for one is true for all. And if it's not true for you, then it's not true at all. So, you have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so red could be your favorite color. And you could also live by the water. You could be a surfer. Or maybe you work on a boat. But you're trying to balance. You need to balance work and pleasure, right? It needs to actually be a balance. So oftentimes we think that pleasure is, like going on a vacation, partying, buying yourself something new. But the thing is that takes time and money, right? And a lot of time, not just a little bit. So we need to find other things that reward ourselves, right? And what rewards us should not be things that are detrimental to us, right? So even like going out drinking all night, that's not extremely rewarding to yourself, right? If you like do it too much to where you're sick. But there's things that we need to start transitioning into and getting ourselves to like sooner than later, because what's going to happen is you're going to find yourself really miserable here soon if you don't start liking the things that you're supposed to like, because the things that you're not supposed to like are literally being ripped off of you. And when they get ripped off of you, you're not going to be interested. You're just going to not have the desire or the want, right? I'm not here to explain the how of how this stuff works, but because I barely grasp it. God is wondrous all the time to me, and that's the word I use for when I have no fucking idea how it works. No, but yeah, and so with that being said though, you're gonna have a lot of energies that kind of come back around for you that are not very like helpful, or perhaps they're like energies that are specifically damaging to you, and they're going to be highlighted so that you can address them and deal with them, right? It's kind of like it's getting magnified more and more until you can't deny the elephant in the room, right? If it's a negative attitude or a crabby or a bitchy attitude, you're just going to start noticing yourself third person, noticing yourself being that person, and you're gonna be like, ugh. So everyone's gonna, fortunately be able to have that outside of the observer's observer perspective. And when you have that type of perspective, you're gonna notice that you're just going to be able to actually observe yourself instead of always living to want something outside of you and worry about people outside of you. You're going to be very concerned with yourself. And I don't know exactly the hows and whys of how it's going to work, but I know for me, like, let's see, like one of the people I work with, they can be kind of like a mean girl almost, right? And just kind of like, talking maybe a little hurtful about other employees, and I found myself just freely kind of joining in the sense of wanting to, I guess, like, go along with what she was saying and be accepted, or in a sense, right? And not be the one that's like, that's rude or that's mean of you, right? And I saw that about myself today, and it's like, I've dealt with the bigger, like, womp womp, you need to stop this, right? things, and so it gets more tricky when it becomes the like finer things that you wouldn't notice, or they happen so fast you kind of like, you just don't notice. But anyways, yeah, so what else do we have for you? Got the Ace of Wands. You're balancing energy. And when you're balancing energy, it can be rocky at times. But this is new energy for you that's going to bring new action for you, right? But it's coming in fast. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow right up in there. And you can't really run from wind, air. Cloud will get in the crack of your ass. So, yeah. Ooh, forward movement with your energy. See, because right now, Pentacles is your time or your money. But right now, it's coming out to me as your energy. Sorry. Well, time too, your investment, right? But your time is your energy, so same thing. But you're moving forward with this new energy, whether you like it or not. So it's time to get with the program. And the more you fight, the shittier you are going to feel. But you're not going to really fight it. It's going to fall away from you. So the issue is dealing with the frustration of no longer gaining satisfaction from the things that used to satisfy you. And that in itself is, I know from personal experience, it was extremely frustrating. I sat there and I felt like, okay, fuck. Like, I did this because I wanted to do it, but I didn't really want to do it. And then after I did it, I felt like, okay, this isn't giving me that feeling anymore, you know? You're not content with it anymore. And that discontentment would be a whole lot easier to deal with if you had other things in place, right? So right now, I would recommend, don't necessarily, because that stuff's going to fall away from you. So you don't have to try to stop doing it, but start doing other things additionally to your routine so that you have those pillars to fall back on when it's time, right? And it's kind of like it's gonna be this like seesaw moment, right? Where it's like, I don't really feel like doing that anymore. Well, I'm just gonna go do this because this is something else I've been doing, right? Like, this, I don't even know. Okay, like smoking weed, right? Smoking, and you do it, and some people, it's like their day, how they want to finish their day, right? Come home from work, watch a good movie, eat some good food, smoke a blunt, chill, right? But if you, instead of trying to stop smoking, which only leads you to a feeling of failure and frustration when you don't, do I sound like I'm talking about me yet? But because you've added working out, and you've added, doing something you love, and you've added meditating, beginning stages, instead of finding yourself just sitting there discontent and unsatisfied, you can go to the gym. Oh, okay, well, you can go do this instead. Because those things have started to gain value to you, and the more, like, good feelings you get from those activities, you're going to want to do them again more and more, right? Just like how the weed made you feel in the beginning. Oh my God, I fucking love it, because I'm not going to lie. I'm here to be open. I love me some weed. But it's, in recent times, has started to lose its value to me. And not necessarily value, but I've started to not need it, right? It was a crutch. I didn't do it just for recreational purposes. It was a way to cope. And so I'm putting other coping mechanisms in place. And maybe that's the key, right? Because your actions, it's what you do, right? It's what you do. And when you master your actions, come up with a plan. Pick some things you want to do. Everything's going to balance out, right? And it's better to add things just like a diet for your, this is like an emotional, mental diet. You're switching from meat to plant-based. But the thing is you added vegetables to your diet before you just stopped meat, right? Or you started trying plant-based things while you were still eating meat that eventually led you to wanting to eat meat or eat no meat because you now had a nice little menu of things you liked, right? So I hope you guys appreciate this, and I love you. I hope you have a good day.